1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, I love counting, whatever the amount.
Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome and welcome back to another edition of 10 for 12. If you don't know what 10 for 12 is, please feel free to catch up in the link to the playlist I've provided below. So I'd like to do a little something for all of you dormant football fans out there in the world of YouTube, because I know that the sports fans really take some time to emerge in the world. If you have been following me for the past couple of years, you probably remember an additional channel that me and two of my good friends put together called Football Goulash, in which we took you through each week of the 2012 NFL season and gave you the highs and lows of exactly what occurred. Well, today I want to do a little bit of a tribute to that channel, since we are no longer going through with that, and give you guys a top 10 list of the top 10 quarterbacks to watch in the 2013 NFL season. So we're going to start with number 10, which is actually a competitive tie between two rookie quarterbacks that are actually now in the AFC East division this season. And I'm talking about the starting quarterback for the New York Jets, Geno Smith, and the Buffalo Bills, E.J. Manuel. What makes this duo so interesting is because these are two football franchises that have been in the media as ending up as two of the most underappreciated and not so great football teams this year, and putting rookie quarterbacks in the position is supposed to stir the pot a little. Right now these two teams are not looking so bad. They actually have a 1-1 record going into week 3, and both quarterbacks have shown some faults, but they've also shown some promise. So I'm really interested to see what these two guys are going to do for the rest of the season, and if these two are in fact the quarterbacks of the future for the Jets and Bills. Number 9, I want to give you guys Terrell Pryor. He is now the new starting quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders have gone through a huge bust in Jamarcus Russell and a not-so-great reinvigoration of the great Carson Palmer, who is now actually having a prestigious start in Arizona, but Terrell Pryor is a fantastic quarterback because he has a very powerful running game, and it was ironic to see in week 1 how he actually had more rushing yards than any running back in the NFL after week 1. Let's see exactly what he could do for the rest of this year for Oakland. Number 8 goes to the sophomore quarterback Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. A great season the Seahawks had, but not such a powerful playoff run. They are now looking as one of the strongest offensive and defensive teams in the NFL, and Russell Wilson, alongside Andrew Luck and Robert Griffin III, is really trying to show us that there is no sophomore slump here. And as of now, they are undefeated going into week 3, and I'm really excited to see what Russell Wilson is going to do in the 2013 season moving forward. Number 7, I'm going to give it to the Philadelphia Eagles starting quarterback Michael Vick. You know the name, you know the story, but now with Andy Reid being dethroned as the coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, Chip Kelly from Oregon is now here, and he's now trying to bring this team together after a loss of camaraderie, a loss of victory. And right now, they're not looking so great, but is Michael Vick looking good? Yes. But the question is really, what's going to happen? Is he going to stay healthy? Are we actually going to see him go through the rest of the season intact? And is Nick Foles going to end up dethroning the starting quarterback Michael Vick position and doing it on his own? So let's see what Michael Vick can do for the rest of this season. Number 6. As a good friend of mine who worked with me on Football Goulash, Captain Shenanigans, said, "Welcome to the collapse of dynasties." We take a look at one of those teams in particular, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and their starting quarterback, BenRoethlisberger. BenRoethlisberger is a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's one of the greats of the modern era. But right now, this team is looking horrific. These guys are just not getting it done. And the offense, of course, is driven by your quarterback. Big Ben has been sacked many times. He hasn't been having much of a running game thanks to Redmond. And now with his head of his offensive line, Marquise Pouncey, out for the rest of the year, who knows what this team is going to do? Are they even going to get a victory? Are they even going to make the playoffs? Because they've been making monster playoff runs every single year, and they have been to Super Bowls. They've won Super Bowls in the past couple of years. Who knows what's going to happen? Is Ben going to stay on the team next year? What will happen? Let's find out. Number 5, I'm giving it to the Carolina Panthers starting quarterback Cam Newton. Cam Newton was the Heisman Trophy winner and the BCS champion of Auburn. He came to the Panthers with a look to actually try and move forward. He has been performing, but the team hasn't been winning. We don't know what's going to happen to Cam Newton after this season. We all have a feeling about what's going to happen to Ron Rivera, who miraculously managed to keep his job last year, but who knows what's going to happen this year. And at the end of this season, if the Panthers do not show that any ground is covered, what is this going to spell for this Heisman Trophy winner? Is he going to end up being one of the greater quarterbacks of the future? We don't know. Number 4, I want to give it to Alex Smith of the Kansas City Chiefs. Under coach Jim Harbaugh, San Francisco became a dominant force in the NFL, even going to the Super Bowl last year, and before that, the NFC Championship game with a loss to the New York Giants. Alex Smith was the starting quarterback until Colin Kaepernick came about, and now he's the starting quarterback. Alex Smith was not going to get that starting position, even though he now has a Super Bowl ring on his finger. He is a starting quarterback. He's a very conservative quarterback, but he is in fact the real deal and a great starting quarterback. And he's showing that now that Andy Reid is the coach of Kansas City, and now that they have a healthy offense in Dwayne Bowe and Jamal Charles at running back, Alex Smith is definitely showing promise because Kansas City, at this point in time, going into Week 3, they played last Thursday, they are 3-0. And Alex Smith is definitely showing that he is a very good quarterback. Now we get to the top 3. And number 3, I'm going to give it to the Atlanta Falcons' Matt Ryan. A lot of people love him. They have him on their fantasy teams. He gets the wins. He's a very powerful quarterback. But where's his Super Bowl ring? Where's his Super Bowl appearance? He hasn't gotten there since he's become the starting quarterback of the Falcons. What does this mean? What's going to happen to their coach Mike Smith? Is Matt Ryan really that true elite quarterback? Let's see what happens at the end of this season. Number 2, I'm going to give it to the Washington Redskins phenom Robert Griffin III. Rookie out of Baylor last year, invigorated a crippled Washington team that has been looking for wins for a long, long time. And they got to the postseason last year, but they paid the ultimate price. And Robert Griffin III had surgery on his ACL. But he's back now. He's starting. He's looking a little rusty, though. But what does that mean? Is he going to finally come back and be the quarterback that he was last year, constantly making the highlight reels? Or is he just going to officially be washed up and is his career over? I don't want to say that that is the case, but we still have an entire season of football to go. So let's see what happens today in Week 3. And that leaves it at the number 1 spot. Be surprised, or don't be, but it's the New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning. He's already won 2 Super Bowls. He's got one more than probably one of the greatest quarterbacks in his older brother Peyton. But alongside him, with those Super Bowl wins, you can't deny the fact that the reason why they won was not just because of him. They had an amazing package. A strong offense, a fantastic, strong running game, and one of the best defenses in the NFL. And let's not forget the fact that they actually went and played the Patriots twice in the recent years since Eli's been the starting quarterback. And unfortunately, they, meaning the Patriots, never really had a great defense. But now Eli has suffered a lot of injuries around him. His wide receiving core is not what it used to be. The running game is not what it used to be. Everything except for him has gone through dramatic and drastic changes. Might not necessarily be for the better. This is where he has to step up and say, I am still that elite quarterback. I can carry this team. Peyton can do it. He went to a team of Denver Broncos that is not so great, and he turned them into postseason champions, and they actually are looking pretty great this season, but so is Peyton. Eli, he's been giving us a lot of turnovers in his first 2 games in the NFL season this year. Tom Coughlin is not a happy camper, but what will this spell for Eli Manning towards his fan base, his personification as an elite quarterback? Is he that guy? Is his reputation officially going to be stained if he can't carry a team that is not as good as it used to be? Okay guys, that's it. I hope you guys appreciated this little football 10 for 12. I want to thank two people who I wish could have been here to help me along with this because I would have loved their feedback. My old crew from Football Goulash, the Notorious Mr. Beagle, and Captain Shenanigans. I will also post a link to the channel below so you can take a look at last year's show. It was a fantastic success. I wish we could have continued it. So I'll see you guys soon. There's lots on the way, and actions speak louder than words.